Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, Peter Snehal, how are you?
I'm good, ma'am.
Okay. How much prepared for these assessments?
Ma'am, I'm preparing. I have done the first chapter and the second chapter half done.
Okay. And what is the preparation like in other subjects as well?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm preparing all the subjects.
Because we have an offline exam, I hope you all know only children. So this time is the first time when really answer sheets are going to come in our hands. As of now, though, checking on the PDFs was not easy and it was not very clear also. It is better that we do this. Let me do this with you. Just give me 1 second. You want to go through it once or should I ask you directly?
Ma'am, you can ask after like 1 or 2 minutes for a question.
No, it is no issues. I'll give you time to revise. Just the second question first. First and second. After five, I'll ask you randomly, mixed up all together.
Okay, ma'am.
Read the first five. Absolutely okay. Take your time. Let me know when to scroll down better.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, please scroll down.
You've done the first and the second.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll go back to the third, fourth, and fifth. Just 1 second. Which sea beta? Mediterranean Sea.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I had a central middle location. Okay, beta. Quickly.
Ma'am, the first five, or I have to do the sixth one too?
Do the sixth one also. At least you'll get a bit confused. It'll be
Okay,
easier for
ma'am.
me. Yes.
Ma'am, done.
If then after sixth?
Yes,
Hmm?
ma'am.
Yes, beta. Chalo. What was the first question we had?
Ma'am, about the continental expansion of Europe, Roman Empire.
Please tell me a little bit about it, Richi.
Ma'am, the Roman Empire extended from the territories of North Africa, Europe, and Western Asia, and the Western Asia consisted of the Islamic countries.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay. Now, beta, second one. Let me see how much you can recall.
Ma'am, the sources about the Roman and Iranian empires.
Yes.
The answer, documentary sources including inscription and papyrus,
Mhm.
uh, textual sources including accounts of historians, and then material remains, including the things that were discovered by archaeologists through excavation.
Very good. So this is one of the very important questions that we have. Very good, Ruchi. Let's move on to the next one.
The sea which was called no wait yes sir. The sea which was called the heart of the Roman Empire, it was the Mediterranean Sea because it had a center or middle location, and at the north and south was the Roman Empire.
Yes, it had which sea was called the Mediterranean Sea. You already
Mediterranean
you've already given me the reason behind it. That why was it called? What kind of a location did it have?
center or middle.
Very good. Central or the middle location. Great picture. Next one. Hmm. This way you'll revise at least with me. Anji, better speak.
The area controlled by Iran.
Mhm.
Um, it extended from south to Caspian Sea down to eastern Arabia and the
Mhm.
larger parts of Afghanistan.
Yes. Try that. Just read the question, not to read the answer, so that you feel more confident about it. Good with that.
Yes, ma'am. Mention the timeline for early Europe and the late Empire in the context of the Roman Empire.
Hmm. So,
The whole period. Yes, ma'am.
what would be the
The
answer?
period. Yes, ma'am. The period of the third century is the early Europe, and the period after that is the late Europe.
Yes. So this is what we call as the term princeps. Very good. Now, can you tell me what you understand by this term, princeps?
Ma'am, it is a Latin term meaning leading citizen, that is the first citizen of the emperor or the empire.
Very good. Basically, they wanted to say that you are not the ruler, you are also a type of a citizen. You are also a citizen, though you are the most important citizen, but not the absolute ruler or the monarch. That is why this word was used. Let's read the seventh, eighth.
Ma'am, done.
You've done both?
Yes, ma'am.
Speak out the seventh question, beta. Speak out. So this is how you remember and revise. Speak.
What was the nature of the republic during the regime of Augustus, that is 27 BCE? There was an aristocracy system of government in which the Senate was the most powerful. The Senate was a body that was made by the wealthy families, popularly known as nobility.
Very good. The eighth one now.
What was seen specifically in the Roman Empire? It was specifically seen in the Roman Empire that there was a diverse culture, yet every person was bound together by a common system of government. It can also be said that there was unity in diversity. Or
So you think somewhat like we have now in our country?
yes, ma'am.
There is one very common phrase which has been used in this answer, which we use presently for our country as well. That is unity in,
Diversity.
yes, unity in diversity. This is about the Roman Empire. Okay, let's go down. The ninth and the 10th one.
Yes, ma'am. I'm done.
Let's read. Let's do the ninth one. What was the language of the upper class in the Roman Empire?
Greek language.
And what was the specific for the chief organ of government in the Roman Empire?
It was the army. Has many records of the history state that there was a vast army consisting of uh, 6 lakh soldiers in the 4th century. Um, this organ of government had the power to determine the fate of the emperors too.
So you can see how powerful they were, that they even had the power to determine the fate of the emperors. Let's read 11, 12, 13. Just a revision, not an assessment. Hmm. Should we start?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's start this. What was the system of succession to the throne in the so-called Republic of the Roman Empire?
It was based on the family descent, either by natural or adopted. Um, For example,
Tiberius.
Tiberius was the adopted son of Augustus.
Why do you think in the question they are saying so-called republic, beta? Why are they not saying republic? Why are they saying so-called republic? Can you guess out? Why are they saying this so-called republic? Because had it been a true republic, then we would never have a system of family descent, no? So it was just a republic for the namesake. Otherwise, it was all the hereditary system. What do you understand by gender in connection with Roman society?
It has that the family structure and other similar institutions of society in connection with the Roman Empire.
See, we have every word having a different meaning when it comes to connection with Roman Empire. Republic is a different meaning. Gender is again a different meaning. Similarly, what was the term literary in connection with the Roman Empire?
It refers to casual literacy, the casual literacy among the different communities of the Roman Empire due to the uh, sudden calamities like the volcano eruption of 79 CE in Pompeii.
What do you mean by casual literacy?
Ma'am, the literacy among the common people.
See, formal and casual. Formal is something which is planned properly. Casual, done anything in any manner. So there was no organized system as such for education. When we say wear a formal dress, so we are bound to certain rules and regulations. Formal, casual, comfortable, cool, no fixed lines. That is what we have. So it was a casual education system, not a very proper developed system with rules and all. Let's read the 14th one. Let's go down, do two at a time.
Yes, ma'am.
14, 15. Yes, Piche.
Ma'am, the 16th one too, or only the 15th?
No, beta, only the 14th and the 15th.
I'm done.
So first, let's discuss the 14th one, and then we'll move on to the 15th one. We have done the meaning of different words in connection to this empire. Let's do this one. Tell me, what meaning the term culture reflects on the culture of people during Roman Empire existed from the 1st to the 3rd half century.
It is meant by that and implied that the diverse nature of society learned about 7 different languages, including the Greek and Latin languages, which both were accepted as the administrative languages, and these were also the languages that were patronized by the then rulers.
Yes, Peter. They were supported by the rules patronized. They were kind of supported, or you could say funded or encouraged by them. Okay, let's move to this one. What do you understand by pluralism in religion?
It implies that general religions and cults simultaneously were running in that period in parallel.
Yes, Pachi, absolutely correct. Now let's move on to the next. Let me know once you're done.
Just a minute.
It's absolutely okay, Diksha.
I'm done.
Let's start now. Uh, let's do this. Next one. Pluralism we have already done. What was the effective tool for ruling so diverse empires?
The effective tool for ruling so diverse empires was the decentralization of powers against princeps, senate, and the army, and coordination of their efforts and activities into one
Yes,
principate
Peter, we had
or
already
the
talked.
so-called
Very good.
republic.
Very nice. We had already talked about unity in diversity. So obviously this shows that the empire was very diverse and it is not easy to rule such a diverse empire. What reason would you imagine in the womb of events that resulted in mutiny? What is a mutiny? What is mutiny, Bache?
Some fights or disagreements.
Revolt. Okay, mutiny is what? Revolt. Like when we talk about Indian independence, we always talk about mutiny of 1857. That was the first and the most important revolt against the British Empire. So mutiny actually means revolt. Very good. Charlie, tell me.
The Senate can be said to have failed, can be attributed to fail that period during which soldier wars had taken place.
Yes, very good, Beta. Okay, the Senate. Mainly who was responsible at that time? The Senate. Senate, if you say, if I compare it to the present day country, what is it? Council of
Ministers.
Ministers. Absolutely correct. So it's Council of Ministers. This is what we have as the Senate. Okay. 18th is a little long one. Let's do this. I think this would be what we'll be able to do last.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Clear?
Now I have a doubt.
Speak
What
the
is the
chair.
meaning of the word? What is the meaning of the word coercive?
Which answer are
Ma'am,
you
the second
talking about?
paragraph.
Let me know. I'll read
18th
out the
answer,
sentence.
second paragraph.
Hmm.
18th answer, second paragraph.
Number 18.
Yes, ma'am.
Second paragraph.
Yes, ma'am. First line.
However,
The
yes,
manner of
beta.
recruitment
Yes,
under the
beta.
Iranian army.
Yes, very good. I'll tell you. See, beta, we have two types of armies in the entire world. Even now, in some countries, we have this kind of an army. There are two ways of army, like I was just telling you, that there is one system like we have in India. Is everybody forced and to join the army?
No, ma'am.
Hmm. Now, what happens is Indian army does not use for normal diplomatic works. We do not use the army. Okay, ours is a martial army. Such kind of armies are called martial armies. They will be involved only when we have what? We have a fight or there is a war. But sometimes in some countries, whenever there is an economic revolt or there is a diplomatic concern, other politicians, other political parties, military instruments. So we use military to change that pattern or to change the behavior of our opponents. This kind of an army is what we call as a coercive army. Okay. If you understand this word coercive, it comes
Okay.
from the word, this word coercive comes from an English word coercion, Coercion, coercion. This means using force to get our desire fulfilled. So for every little thing, if you're using army, that we don't do. Supposing we have, you must have seen, we had a lot of agitation in India against those farm laws. Farmers sitting in Delhi for months and it's almost been a year now. You've heard about that? Farmers protest in
Yes,
Delhi
yes,
against the
ma'am.
farm laws. But the Indian government never used the Indian army for that. So Indian army is a martial army. It is used only at the times of war. So that is not our army. This kind of army, okay, the Indian government must have used, okay, they are levying a tax. and the people revolt, no, no, we are not going to pay the tax, and they sit against the government, then army will not come to change their behavior or to suppress them. So we have a martial army, and that time we are talking about this army. This was a coercive empire. They were forced that whatsoever happens, you have to join the army. In India, we don't have, no, you're not forced. No, if you want voluntarily, you can join. If you don't want to join, don't. Over here in the army, everybody generally compelled to work in the army for a few years.
Okay, ma'am.
Which country we still have this army, this system, that every young man is supposed to give military services for a few years? Any idea? It's United Kingdom, beta. Even the prince, yes, United Kingdom. Even the prince, Prince Charles, Prince Andrews, even if they are born in the royal family, for a few years, it is mandatory for every young man to serve the army. That's a kind of a training given to them.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, John.
Okay, we are done with this. It's a long answer. What was the manner of recruitment of soldiers in the Roman Empire and the Iranian Empire?
The Roman Empire, the soldiers were given special privileges and perks. They were duly recruited as modern and paid. Their service tenure or the time period where their service was needed was also fixed. That is 25 years of service. Iranian army. The manner of recruitment under the Iranian army was that of coercive as military service was made necessary for every citizen who had attained the age of 18 years. They had to serve at least till he or she was 43.
Yes,
Um, yes, yes, ma'am, that's it.
yes, they were compelled to serve now. For every
Yes, ma'am.
citizen, they had attained the age of here. But let me make a little bit correction over here. But in Iran, the females were not recruited in the army. Okay.
Okay.
Though they have written every citizen, but they mean over here every male citizen. Iran has been an
Okay.
Islamic country, so there we do not have this tradition generally of having Indian women. Forget about Iran. Why talk about Iran? In India, we did not have till 6 months before. We did not have a recruitment of women as permanent officers in Indian Army. They were just given a deputation, 6 years, 7 years, that's all. More than that, they were not allowed to serve the army. So this was many Air Force pilots, ladies, females, they got together, they went to the High Court and the Supreme Court against this. See, we talk of India as such a liberal country, but this is the fact that even in India, we did not have this facility for Indian women. And I don't know whether you know about or not, that NDA, the exam that we have for joining army for boys
Yes.
after class 12, it is called NDA. That was not open for girls. Only boys were allowed to go and join the army through NDA. This is the first time that the Supreme Court has recently ordered 15 days back that no, this is that you are being biased. Even girls should be given a chance immediately after class 12 to join the Indian Army. And this would be the first time that girls will be sitting for NDA exam, and the exam is on 14th of November. Earlier it was in September. So a group of girls, they went and they appealed in the court that why not we are given a chance. So the Supreme Court has given a decision in their favor. So the exam has been postponed. Earlier it was in September, it was on 7th September. Now it has been postponed to 14 November so that even the girl applicants, female applicants can apply for it. So imagine how many years of independence now? Almost 70 years. Yes. And still we as a liberal country do not give this liberty to girls. This is the first time Indian girls will be sitting for it. Let me see how much time we have. I don't think we have any time, dear. That would be enough for today, but we still have 3-4 minutes. I think we can do these questions. Name the historians of the Roman Empire. Cassius Dio, Tacitus, Columella. Don't learn these names. They're just going to waste your time. I We'll say avoid it as of now, because as it is, you'll forget. This is the last question for you, Snehal, today. How did the term draconian is added to the dictionary? The last one. Interesting one also.
Ma'am, done.
Yes, beta, you've read?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me. This is interesting also. How was this term added to the dictionary? Speak.
This term draconian was added to the dictionary after the harsh behavior of the ruler called Draco in the Greek language. It is worthwhile to add it here because it is worthwhile to add that Draco
Very good. So this is how we got a word in our dictionary, draconian word, commonly used now in English language. Chalo, okay, beta. Revise these questions at home whenever you get time. God bless you. Let's meet tomorrow. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye. Bye. You've done 20 answers. Very good.